Hello, this is a lesson on piece valuation assignment puzzle 6. Materials and puzzles can be downloaded for free on the website, so do check it out. Now this is yet another example of the advanced concept whereby pieces can be traded for effective turns. So let us look at the favorite, quite a common opening. So we begin with this pawn 7 plus 1. Then we have the cannon to this move to capture the advancing pawn. And red choose to move cannon 2 to 5. And in this position, red is trying to capture the center pawn, which will result in an exposed cannon, which is very threatening for black, and therefore black usually has to defend this position. So black returns defense by moving elephant 3 plus 5 or minister 3 plus 5, and then red move h2 plus 3 or horse to this position. In this position, black pushes the pawn 3 plus 1 in this setup. Now it would seem that in this case, black would have lost a pawn, so red can actually capture the pawn. However, this is a mistake. So if red does that, then black can capture the elephant, and actually this is a check because the black cannon is threatening the king. And for defense, red might have to move the advisor in this position, and then the black cannon would have captured the rook for a free rook. So therefore, this is obviously a blunder on red's part. So let us move back. So when black move pawn 3 plus 1, red obviously cannot move pawn 7 plus 1 to capture black pawn. So red move rook 1 to 2, and then black move the pawn to capture red's pawn, and then red would have to move the horse to the corner to defend against black's cannon capturing the minister. Now let us consider this situation. So in this situation, it would seem that red has made a mistake by letting black pawn cross over for free. However, black has made some sacrifices in moving the pawn across, because a number of moves of black are concentrated or focused on moving the pawn. In this case, 1, 2. 2 moves are exhausted on moving the pawn. Therefore, black will not have a very good development of pieces at this point in time. So red, although has sacrificed a pawn in this setup, but red has conveniently and comfortably actually developed most of its pieces. So red has a rook that is on an open file. So this setup, how do we judge this? So actually this is a fair game for both parties, because in the process of losing the soldier or losing the pawn, red has actually gained effective moves that allow the rook to come out. So let us continue. So black can respond by moving the rook as well to develop his pieces in such a manner. And then now red is going to move rook 2 plus 4 to capture back black's pawn. Now in this setup, it will not be wise for black to continue his pawn by moving pawn 3 plus 1 to avoid red from capturing back the pawn. Now why is that so? Because if black would have to move this move, then black would have effectively spent 3 moves moving a very weak pawn, and then that would have caused the sacrifice of black development of the major pieces. So this is actually not a worthwhile trade. Moreover, when black's pawn is in this position, red can actually move cannon 8 plus 2 to this setup, and red would have another chance of capturing black's pawn, and then black pawn would have to move yet again. So in this case, black pawns would have moved 4 moves, whereas red would have moved a lot of his major pieces. So this is not a wise setup for black. So instead, knowing the theory of Chinese chess, black is going to sacrifice the pawn back to red for an equilibrium position. So black move rook 9 to this open file, allowing red to capture back the pawn, and then black is going to protect the center pawn like so, to prevent red's cannon from attacking or capturing the center pawn. Now in this setup, both parties have now equalized in terms of developing out their pieces. Now black rook have managed to position himself in this very favorable spot, and then both sides are now ready to develop the rest of their pieces. So this is again another discussion or another concept of the piece versus effective move. Thank you.